Hello everyone and welcome to a course on object-oriented programming. In this today's lecture we will see the various forms of inheritance. We have already seen what is inheritance and various types of inheritance, that is public, private, protected. In the previous lecture you can refer to that. So in this lecture we will seeing forms of inheritance. Now basically there are 5 types of inheritance: single, multiple, hierarchical, multi-level and hybrid. So this hybrid inheritance is the combination of all these above 4 types of inheritances. So in the picture you can see single inheritance. If a class B is derived from only one class, means there is one parent class and one child class, the type of inheritance will be single inheritance. The second is multi-level. So you can see there are 3 levels: first, second and third. So class B is derived from class A, class C is derived from class B. So there are multiple levels involved, that's why the name multi-level inheritance. The third type is hierarchical inheritance, in which you can see the inheritance follows an hierarchy. So just like your CEO, then there are supervisors or managers down the line. So you have a class A. From class A you have 3 derived classes: class B, class C and class D. The third type of inheritance is multiple inheritance, in which you have more than one base class. So you can see this is a class A, class B, and from these 2 classes the class C is derived. This is multiple inheritance. And finally the last one is hybrid inheritance. You can see this is the combination of hierarchical inheritance and multiple inheritance and multi-level inheritance. You can see this is an hierarchy, this step is multiple, and if you combine all these levels, so you have multi-level inheritance. So this is the combination of 3 inheritances, and that's why it is named as hybrid inheritance. Now this hybrid inheritance is also known as sometimes multi-path inheritance. So as name indicates, it's a multi-path. So this hybrid inheritance is basically a multi-path inheritance, because if you observe, the class C is getting the or deriving the elements from class A from 2 paths. One path is A to B and then B to C. Similarly, the class A content will be derived through A, then class D and then class C. So this is the example of multipath inheritance. And if this is not connected, then it will not be a multipath, it will be a hybrid. Okay, so this is the basic difference between a hybrid inheritance and multipath inheritance. So let us see some examples. So first is single inheritance. It is very simple. So in single inheritance there is only one base class and one derived class. The derived class gets inherited from its base class. So this is the simplest form of inheritance. You can see in the example, the class student underscore info is the class A, that is a base class, having attributes roll number and marks, and the class result is derived from student underscore info class, having attribute marks and the result, whether a person is a pass or fail. This is the simplest example of single inheritance. So same example has been explained with the help of a code. So you can see the necessary header files are included. Class student underscore info is defined. So character name 20, integer roll number. In public section you have a function called as get data into just to get the name and roll number. Now you can see the class result is derived from student underscore info publicly, having variables such as mark1, mark2 and total. There is a function to get marks and calculate the total. These two functions have been derived in and defined in the class result. So since one base class is there and one derived class is there, it is a case of single inheritance. So in the void main function, R object is created of derived class, then R dot get data, R dot get marks and R dot calculate. So we are accessing the base class contents using the derived class object, alright, because since it is publicly derived, the public content of this will be available in the public section of the derived class. This is the concept of inheritance, right? So this is a simple example of single inheritance. Let us go to the second form of inheritance, is multiple inheritance. So in multiple inheritance, you have two base classes and one derived class. So taking an example, that is you have father and a mother. So father may have a good height, he might be a good orator. Mother may be a good looking or she is a good singer. So from these two base classes, the child has obtained this characteristics, singer and cooking. So this is the additional characteristics which is added to the child class. Okay, and singer is obtained from mother, right? So that's why it is utilizing the concept of reusability. So practical example, this is a conceptual example, this is a practical example in which you have a class marks and in that you have a variable named CGPA. Secondly, you have another class that is incentive class, right? And you have variable that add various types of incentives. So from these two base classes, you are deriving a class result and having a variable that is final result as either pass or fail. This is the example of multiple inheritance. The same is coded over here. Necessary files are included. Class father is created, right? So one function is there, orator, and it will display good orator, which is the characteristics of a father. Then you have another class that is the base class having a function singer, right? So we have seen mother is a good singer. So that's why these are the two base classes, and from these two base classes you have derived the child class. So along with these two, that is orator and singer, this is additional function is there, that is cook. So child is maybe a better cook, right? So you have a function void cook just to display is a good cook. So taking an object of child class C, we are calling various functions c.orator, c.singer and c.cook. So these two functions, this orator function is obtained from the father, this singer function is obtained from mother, and this is the function which belongs to the base class. This is then additional functionality. So this is the example of multiple inheritance. The next is hierarchical inheritance. You can see that this type of inheritance follows an hierarchy. Okay, so for example, you have a class polygon and you have three variables: radius, length and height. So if you enter the radius, it will go to circle. If you enter length and height, so it will calculate area of a triangle, and similarly the rectangle. So this is one base class, right? And there are three derived classes. That's why this can be an example of hierarchical inheritance. Let us see this. We have included the necessary files. Then starting with the base class polygon. So we have created two members, protected members, float length, radius, height and pi. And we have created a function to set the values for length, radius, height and pi, which is 22/7. Now we have derived a class circle from polygon to calculate. So we have a function cal_area to calculate the area of a circle. So we are calling set values here, right? And then we are calculating the area pi r square. So this will calculate this calculate area function will first set the values and then it will calculate the circle area. The second derived class, that is a rectangle class, is derived from again polygon. Again we will set the values for the variable and then calculate the area of rectangle by length into height. Again this is the third class derived from polygon. In again calculate area function, you have set the values to calculate the area by 0.5 into length into height. So in this way we have derived all the three classes from the base class polygon. And finally, so this is the object of derived class C. This is the object of second derived class. This is the object of third derived class. So C dot calculate area will calculate the area of circle. So R dot calculate area will calculate the area of rectangle. And T dot calculate area will calculate the area of a triangle. So you can see it will display circle area is 1200, rectangle area is 200 and triangle area is 100. So in this way you can do the hierarchical inheritance. The fourth type of inheritance is multi-level inheritance. Class A followed by class B followed by class C. So this is one example. You have a class student in which you have two variables, name and roll number. The second class is test class, which is derived from class student having a variable marks. And finally the third class is result class, which will decide whether you are pass or fail, right? So in the similar way you can do its programming. You will derive this test from student, then result from test. The fifth, and mostly this type of inheritance is required in real life, that is hybrid or multipath. So I have already explained the difference between hybrid and multipath inheritance, right? So this is an example of multipath as well as hybrid, because you are getting the student information from this path and as well as this path. Now what happens in this case is the name and roll number is derived from this class into test class. Okay, this is the one copy. Similarly, you are deriving incentive class from student class. So this content is copied again here. So again, this is the second copy of name and roll number. And now in the third level, you are deriving the class result from test as well as incentive. So both these copies are getting copied into this result class, and it creates an ambiguity for the compiler that from which path this information has come. So that's why in this case we need to use a virtual keyword, right, while deriving the classes. Now this virtual keyword, what it does, so this compiler will take care that only one copy of the base class variables, that is for example name and roll number in this case, only one copy will come in this result class and not the two copies, right? So this ambiguity will be resolved. So let us see the example of this hybrid inheritance or multipath inheritance. So you have a class student, right, which is a base class. So in this I have not given the complete code, just written the functions over here. So void get data. So you will have to add the commands for name and roll number, for getting the name and roll number, and similarly showing the name and roll number. Now whenever you are deriving the second level classes, that is test and incentive, in multipath inheritance you have to add this virtual keyword. Okay, so class test is derived virtually, the public student, right? So this keyword will take care that only one copy will be present in the final derived class, that is the result class. So again get data with function to get marks, right, and showing the marks. Then again you have derived the class incentive from public student, and you have given the function to get data regarding the grades and similarly showing the grades. So this is the second level of the inheritance. Now as you go on the third level class result, there is no need to write this virtual keyword. So it has to be written in the middle level only. So you will directly use class result public incentive comma public test, and ultimately you will calculate as per your requirement whether a student is a pass or a failure, right? So in this way you can code for hybrid inheritance. So you can see this example, right? So you have a staff as a base class, as a main parent class, and having two variables code and name. Now from this staff you have derived the class teacher, you have derived a class typist, and you have derived a class officer. Now in teacher class you have variables course and publications. In the typist class you have a variable that is the speed of the typist. In the third officer class you have a grade as a variable. Now again in teacher class there are two child classes, whether a teacher is a full-time teacher or a part-time teacher. So in full-time teacher class there is experience is the variable, and in the part-time you have a salary as a variable. So this is the real life example. Now you can see that the first type of inheritance is hierarchical inheritance, right? Then another one more inheritance is involved, that is multi-level inheritance, right? So you can see this is the first level, this is the second level, and this is the third level. But in this case there is no multi-path inheritance because you are not getting any or you are not having any more than one path, right? So this is a hybrid inheritance, but it is not a multi-path inheritance. I hope this example clears your doubt. So this is the program. In the staff base class, two variables, name and ID, then two functions to show data, to get data and the show data. A teacher class is derived from staff, having course and publication as attributes, and two functions to get data and show data. Similarly, the typist class is derived from staff, having a variable speed, again two functions to get and show data, right? And the last is officer, again derived from public plus staff, having variable grade and two functions, one to get the grade and other to display the grade. Now class full time is derived from teacher class, having a variable experience, right? And two functions to get experience and show experience. And similarly, the part time having float salary as a variable and two functions to get and show the salary. And finally, you have a full-time object F, get staff data, get teacher data, get full-time data, show staff data, show teacher data, and so on. So this is just an example, right? So you can create multiple examples based on this. So this is another way that is explained, that instead of calling with this object, you have another way, that is you call here, right? So you can go through this way as well, and you can follow any of the ways. Right? So I would like to explain that the second way is nothing but what is happening in the second way, that what you are doing. So you have a get data function here, suppose for example, right? And you also have a get data function in this class, right? So what is happening in this full-time class, while writing a get data function, what I am doing, I am calling a get data function of the teacher class, right? So what will happen whenever I am calling the function full-time get data? So first it will call the get data function of teacher class. Now whenever you are defining the get data function inside the teacher class, I will call get data function of the staff class. So again it will go over here, right? And this way the first get data function of staff will be called, secondly the get data function of teacher will be called, and thirdly the get data function of full-time will be called. So this is the way 2. And in the way 1, you are creating an object of full-time class and you are calling different functions using the F as object name, right? F dot get full-time data, F dot get teacher data, F dot get staff data, likewise. So you can follow both of the ways. There is nothing wrong in it. So I hope you have understood the various forms of inheritance. If you have any queries, you can comment. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.